Ever since ChatGPT came around November 22, and that's from 23 onwards, 2023 onwards, AI has really taken the IT industry as a strong. And if you look at the layoffs, and almost every one of them, like Microsoft, the big players like Microsoft, Google, Meta, all cite the reason of AI. So if you look at here, it says Microsoft, Google, Meta, IBM, PwC, Check Inc. Many of them has cut the job. While AI replacing human is often cited as a culprit, the experts say the reality is more complex, and these companies are freeing up capital to hire AI instead. And again, this is one report. If you look at the number of people who lost the job in the last 6 months, close to 94,000 tech employees have lost their job. And here again in this article as well, these layoffs are deeply, each one is a separate one article. This is separate article. This is a separate article deeply connected to AI. That is what it is cited. And if you look at the graph over here, which I have taken, you have all the big tech companies, Cisco, Dell, Intel, you name it, you have it. So that is what it is. You have Ola Electric, you have Meta, you have ST Micro, you have Panasonic, Microsoft again. So lot of them has lost the job. The question we keep hearing is that can AI replace human being? At least from a, I'm talking from a programming perspective. And that is the topic of discussion as well. Like if you look at it, is coding dead or evolving? Is coding going to be dead? It's not going to be. Will AI automatically do the coding on its own, and you don't have a manpower at all? Can it do it? Can it integrate? Can it deploy? And can it do support the system? That's a question one need to ask, whether AI can do everything right from um, coding, appropriate integration, appropriate deployment, post deployment. Can it support the entire system? Can AI do it? So before getting into that, um, I mean, if you look at the coding as such, over the period of time, you had people with expert skills, expert in one particular technical area, maybe in the front end, maybe in the JavaScripting or Java, or at the back end, meaning on the database side. Now that is, I'm talking about 10, 15 years back, you had a expert in the front end or at the expert in the back end. It got reduced, and I mean, 2, 3, or 5 years back, it was called as a full stack developer who has knowledge on both the front end and back end. So 5, 7 years it was like that. But now, for a programmer, how does AI fit in? That is the question. How does it fit in into a programmer's life? Gone are the days when you need to be an expert in programming. You don't need to be a really hardcore expert in programming. Those were, I mean, there were days when expert in specific, say for example, if an expert in a database, development of database with SQL, PL SQL, depending upon the expert, it might take maybe to develop a procedure or whatever, it might have taken about 3 days, 4 days. An expert may do it in a couple of days. So that was the thing, because he knew the logic, not just the logic, the syntax, everything he knew by heart. So he was able to code it at a greater speed, then test it at a greater speed, and of course, goes through a round of testing and gets deployed. But the question is, how is that AI is going to benefit? Do we still need the hardcore programmers to do it, or how does AI support it? To answer that, watch out for this presentation, wherein how I've taken an example of Copilot, how Copilot can help you in JavaScripting, or for that matter, in kind of a building up the HTML framework. So if you ask, there is always with Copilot, there is a possibility of integration. AI tool, there is a possibility of integration. So you give a right prompt, it gives you the code. Yes, you need to integrate it and then deploy it. So what was happening, if a hardcore programmer was taking 3 4 days with the AI part, that is with the Copilot, it was just taking few minutes. So that is where the AI is going to be beneficial. No doubt you need to have still have a strong knowledge on your programming concept and where and how to integrate, because you will have different layers, different tires in any of the business application, and you need to do perform appropriate integration wherein manual intervention is required or human being is required. So watch this presentation which I have used for Copilot, how it can benefit a programmer, giving out the appropriate if you have a good knowledge on prompt engineering, it can give you appropriate coding which can then be fitted into the program unit so that it can then get tested and deployed.
So today we'll see how we can use VS Code extension, the GitHub Copilot. So this is the VS Code GitHub Copilot extension. You have two options. Either you keep typing your code and it will give you the prompt which can be used, or use the Copilot chat. So today we'll see some HTML and JavaScript where we can use the Copilot extension. If you see here, I have two methods which do an API call. The first one gets you an array of items. The second one just gets you one item from that array based on the ID. So now I want to write a code where it will iterate through the array and find each of the details. I'm just giving you a comment, but if you see that it is prompting me to tell me like what I will be actually doing next. Can you see how much it has helped me out with giving me the proper syntax and coding? It has made it easier. It might have taken me a longer time for me to think and do it, but this was done in just what, 2-3 seconds. So this is a JavaScript example. Now, and let's go to HTML. So here I just have a hello world template. Maybe let me try doing a table in HTML. So I can go through the Copilot chat. Can add the column names. Just copy it and paste it. I'm just reloading it. Say add. So it has given me some CSS as well that can be added. So it is helping me out. It's like a fellow developer who I can ask help for, and it has built the entire what is the table for me. That's how cool Copilot is.
I hope you now got the answer. So for coding, if you're a programmer or a developer or aspiring programmer, you're doing your computer science course. If you're if you aspire to become a developer and go in the career of as a software engineer, no doubt your focus should be on to become good in the developing the logic of any programming language. So you need to understand it, the entire logic, the entire as a student you have to put in the same kind of effort in become a master of the development software development. At the same time, it is also important how AI can assist in software development. So basically, the large language models like ChatGPT, and in case of the programming, the Copilot, your Copilot and GitHub, how they could help you in programming it, doing software development quickly. The reason I'm saying is, gone are the days, say, so for example, they would ask you to estimate. Yes, someone for doing a chunk of coding, they would say probably 5 days. Some might say 4 days. But then, if you are going to use this AI assisted coding like Copilot, maybe instead of taking 4 days, you could do it in just 4 hours. Even with the integration, you got to integrate and test it. So that is how it is going to be. So instead of 4 days, it is 4 hours. So any project as such, it could have some maybe 5 to 10 programmers, and since 5 to 10 programmers, and if they are going to take, each one of them going to take um, 5 days each, and 10 programmer, it's about 50 man days of effort. But with the AI, it's just about say 10% of it. So it is just five man days to be precise. So that is how it is going to be. Maybe you could reduce the resources. Instead of 10 consultant, just 5 consultant, because you've gone for the AI assisted coding. Instead of 10 consultant, you can just have just 5 consultant and use the AI to support you to develop the coding, AI for coding or AI assisted software development using the large language models, prompt engineering, and use the appropriate tools. And this article gives you different tools over here, which is used to do this AI assisted coding. Which one is better? But the point here is, the the coding or programming is evolving. It's just not going to die down. So if you're a kind of a student in computer science, focus on the learning of different tools in different technology, different tools in software development. But at the same time, ensure that you have good knowledge on these tools, the AI tools, the how large language models. You need not, you are not going to be a kind of a what to say, a programmer who is going to develop a large language models. You're not going to be a programmer who is going to develop chat gpt. You are not going to be like that. You got to effectively use these AI tools so that it assists you in coding, so that the turnaround time of software development is going to be quick enough. Yes, for that, you need to know how to tap the prompt engineering, your general language skills in the sense, your normal English language skills, that plays a role itself. Because in prompt engineering, it is a natural English language. So depending upon how the prompt is given, the output could also vary. So you need to have the strong skills in the natural language of English, so that it can assist you in coding through the large language models. So the coding or programming is not going to die. It's going to evolve, and it is going to effectively use AI. These AI tools, you need not be a large language model developer, but you need to effectively use them, this large language model, so that it could assist you in software development. I hope that gives you a clarity as how the the programming or the coding is going to evolve. And this is happening very quickly in the last 1 or 2 years, is what everybody is talking about, the AI part in coding. So most of the companies corporate has started adopting it. So you need to be equipped, so you need to be skillful enough. Maybe your interview or testing will revolve around this. How do you use this AI tool to assist you in quickly developing appropriate solution? So use them, have a good knowledge and how different tools, AI tools are used. Without doubt, you need to have good knowledge as on the programming skills, on the technology, about the front end and what works at the back end. about different cloud concepts like virtual machine, the database. So you need to be confident on them also. Then you'll become really skilled enough and you have an absorption rate in the market. Thank you and cheers. Do post your comments.